Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and I hope everyone is doing well. So today I'm going to be sharing this okra soup recipe that no one seemed to be talking about, and this is my favorite and I'm sure you're going to love it too. So now let's get started. For the list of ingredients, I have okra. I'm going to list everything as well in the description box area. I have beef, cow skin, and cow tripe. Over here I have dry fish, uziza leaf, some seasoning cubes. This soup does not require a lot of maggi so that your ogiri can shine. Also going to need some onion. I have some crayfish over here, some palm oil, Scroch Bonnet pepper, and the ogiri, also known as ogiri-Igbo. So this is the particular one that you should use for this soup, not ogiri-Igbo, not dawa. To begin, I'm going to cut the onion in half and slice them up. I'm going to use one part to parboil the okra while I use the other part to cook the meat. I've heard people say things like onion in okra won't let the okra draw well. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I know I use onion to cook my okra all the time and it still draws. Particularly with this method of okra soup that I'm cooking, you need a lot of onion. Next, I'm going to add the protein into the pot. They all have the same cooking time. The oma was already pre-cooked, so it was not that tough. But if any of your protein is hard, start cooking that one first and then follow up with the rest of the meat. So once I add everything into the pot, I'm going to add one part of the onion that I sliced, the seasoning cube, drizzle in some salt, and then cover it so it can cook in its own juice for the first 20 minutes. This is going to ensure that the meat comes out tastier. Next, I'm going to cut up the okra. So what I do is I chop up the head and the tail and then cut them into big chunks just like this. Put them in a pot, add the other part of the onion and parboil it. You guys, this is the truth. I think you should try it. How many of you remember this recipe that our mom and grandmas used to cook? The aroma that fills the kitchen is different, you guys. Yes, trust me, you need to try this one. So I'm going to add just a little bit of water so you can steam, turn on the heat, and after about 2 minutes, I just take it off. 20 minutes later, I came back to check on the meat and I did this on medium heat so I don't burn the pot. What happened was the meat released its own juice and I let it go some more so it dried back into the meat. So you can be assured that your meat is going to be really flavorful if you follow this step. So what I'm going to do next is add some water so the meat can cook through until it's about 80% cooked. It's been 2 minutes now. I turned off the heat immediately, gave it a quick mix and took it off the heat. Remember, we're going to cook it in the pot of soup for maybe another 2 minutes, so you don't want to overcook it at this point at all. Next, I'm going to soak the fish with hot water for about 5 minutes so it can soften up while I go ahead and wash the crayfish, blend it together with the pepper and ogiri. You can blend this with a blender or pound it in a mortar, but I'm going to be using my earthen pot. You know, it's fun as well. And back in those days, my mom used to use this thing we call milite, that wooden flat mortar, you know, just grate it in there, and it is smooth as well. So once I finish washing the crayfish, I'll add it into the earthen pot, add the pepper and the ogiri, and then grind everything together until it is smooth. Add as much pepper as you can tolerate, but if I have added more than this pepper, I'll be the only one to eat the soup in this house. Once it is smooth, I'll scoop it out into a bowl and set it aside. Next, I'll add the okra and grate it gently as well. You don't want to completely make it smooth. Yeah, so just grate it gently. Now, the reason why I blended the pepper and the ogiri first was so that the okra will now scoop out all the remnants of all that flavor from the pot. Again, remember the goal is to grate it roughly. So once you get this texture, this is perfect. So I'm going to pour it into a bowl and then grate the remaining batch. So now that is done, next I'm going to wash the fish. It's been sitting for a little over 5 minutes, and now I'm going to just take out all the bones and wash it really well. If you look well, you will see plenty of worms or ants inside there. So this is why I always stress that you should always wash your fish with warm water. So I'm going to just wash it a couple of times until I don't see any of those worms again. Once that is done, I'm going to go back and check the meat now. I'm sure you're wondering where this meat have been all this while. Well, it's been cooking, and at this point it's about 80% cooked. Now I'm going to add water. This water is for the soup. We're making soup, so we need water, but not much. We're not making okra pepper soup. Then I'll add the fish, add the ogiri, the crafish and the pepper, add some palm oil, and then cover it and bring it to a boil. 5 minutes later, it has come to a boil. The palm oil is cooked down now as well. I'm going to give it a quick stir. At this point, I'm also going to taste for salt and seasoning. If you think you need more, add more, but mine was perfect. The taste of that ogiri was just banging. So at this point, I'm going to add the grated okra, and then I'll add the uziza leaf. But I should have added the uziza leaf when I added the fish, because from this point, this soup is ready. I'm not going to cook this okra more than 2 minutes. I'm just going to stir everything around and then let it simmer for just 2 minutes on low heat, and I'll take it off the heat. And you guys, children of God, please try out this recipe. Come back to the comment section. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Send me pictures on Instagram at The Joyful Cook. You can enjoy this soup with your potato fufu. I'll link that video in the description box, with amala, pounded yam, akpu, any swallow of your choice, be it low carb, you will enjoy it. See you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.